Hey guys, welcome back. This one's for the Krait owners who undoubtedly have problems with the factory reg, which is a terrible design. In fact, I've heard that Airmaks is now replacing the whole receiver actions on these guns because of their bad design, meaning I was right from day one. But anyway, let's get past that and get into the repair. So Huma has actually come and saved the day now with a regulator that is going to be for the Krait. I'm not sure if it'll fit the new receivered ones, but it definitely will fit the old ones. And this is a prototype that I received from them, so I'm not sure if it's available yet, but it's going to consist of a couple of parts. Let's show you those. So we've got the high pressure cup, which is what this piece here that holds the piston fits into. You've got your Belvilles in here. Cool thing about this, it actually has a little ridge here, so you can't dump out and lose the Belvilles. And I believe that this is Loctited in here to capture it. I don't think this is something that they want you messing with. I torqued it a little bit and it felt pretty tight, so I didn't want to mess with it. Plus, that's not how you adjust this regulator. We'll get into that in a bit. So it's got those two pieces, and then it's got this, which goes inside the gun. And then the white discs are the typical Huma reg seats. So we're going to go ahead and install this in the Krait and show you guys how to do it. And hopefully this will fix, there's actually two problems with the factory Airmaks regs on these guns. One, obviously the creep. I've talked about it a ton. The other thing is the recharge rate absolutely sucks. So it's taken like several minutes for that reg to settle back up to pressure. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is take a 3mm Allen key and degas the gun. So to degas the gun, you simply put that Allen key in there, and then... Alright, so now that the gun is safely degassed, we're going to simply remove the old regulator. Now there are no instructions that I've seen so far for this Huma regulator, but the Edgun, I believe it's the Edgun Raptor video that's on YouTube. If I can find the link, I'll post it in the description and comments. That has some guidance on how to do this, but we're going to kind of figure it out as we go, because under this regulator there's a brass ring with an O-ring under it, which sort of guides the reg pin on these guys, and I think we need to remove that just looking at the design of this. So we'll get through it together, don't worry. So there's the V3 reg with the conical pin that we did polish, and this thing, we got it to stop creeping, but the recharge rate sucked, so hopefully this will fix it. So not sure if you can see in there, but see there's that brass ring and there's an O-ring under it which kind of squishes around that shaft and holds it centered. So I think we need to firstly remove that. I used a 3mm Allen key for degassing the gun, and it's a little bit bigger here, so let's take out a 4. Okay, that looks like it's the one. Okay, that comes out easy. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And it looks like there is an O-ring at the very bottom of that, just like I thought. So you're going to need some picks. Luckily, I have a bunch. And let's see if we can pick that O-ring out of there. Okay, there it is. Got it. So that's that. And now I think we're ready to take this out. So if you can see, the top little nipple of that right there is what's going to press into the valve seat, which are those white discs. And I believe that part right there is going to push into the O-ring spot that we just removed. So let's see if this works. Again, no instructions available, so this is what we're working with, just kind of figuring it out. You're going to need some silicone oil. Never use anything else other than silicone oil in PCPs or you'll explode. So we'll lube this up a little bit and then fit it in there. But first, I'm going to grab a Q-tip and just make sure the whole surface in there is absolutely impeccably clean. Okay, so we're just going to clean out in there. It is a little bit of debris in there, or maybe not debris, but Yeah, maybe a little bit of debris. Something's in there. Okay, so there we go. Throw that away. Looks pretty clean in there. And now I think what we can do is take your brass piece, get a little lube on it. You always want to have a little bit of lube on any O-ring surfaces. Sometimes I'm a little excessive on the lube, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. And we're just going to carefully place that in there. And I don't know if I can do it with my hand, so you're probably going to want some needle nose. Now do not touch that little nipple sticking up, because if you screw that up, you're done. But you can lightly grab around the edge here, and it looks like there's some flats on here where maybe they put those there so that you could grab it. So we'll simply take this, stick it in there, and I did hear it click. Just press down on it. Okay, so I think that's properly seated in there. Give you a little close-up. So that appears to be step one. All right, now we've got your high pressure cup, you've got the captive reg piston. So what I think we need to do is get this lubed up. Now there is a ID O-ring in that little hole that seals your piston. So I think what we need to do is lube this up, put this in first, and then we can install this and one of the reg seats. So I'm going to put a little bit of lube, make sure that O-ring, that ID O-ring is lubed in there. And yes, I realize I'm probably a little overboard on the silicone oil, but that's okay. It'll just blow out the barrel and that's not going to harm anything, and maybe it'll even lube up some parts on the way. So all right, that looks pretty good. Make sure there's no debris on it. And that's a really nicely machined part from Huma, so it looks like very good quality. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and put this in. All right, got her pretty tight, and we could see the little nipple sticking up in there. We're gonna have to drop one of those white reg seats in there. And I've heard from watching the other Huma videos that these are often marked with like a little black mark. See that? And that is supposed to go up towards you. So we want the nice clean white other side of it down there to be sealed. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of, just a tiny sheen of silicone oil in there, and then I've got a 50-50 chance of dropping this in there and having it come the way I want it to. So we're just gonna cross our fingers. And yep, there it goes, went perfectly in there. I'm just going to slightly poke it in there. Okay, that looks perfect. I'm going to take a smaller, I think a 2.5 millimeter, and just kind of seat it in there, make sure it looks like it's pretty square. And now we're going to take our piston, which I've already put a little bit of lube on there. In fact, I'll make sure I get a little bit more just so it seals up on that O-ring well. And then this just simply gets screwed in. And how you adjust this for pressure is with this. So I believe going in like this increases the pressure. So we're going to get it in there. Obviously that reg piston has to go through enough to hit that internal diameter, inside diameter O-ring to seal. So we're gonna screw this in pretty well all the way. Just be gentle with this. There are flats on it, and that's how you adjust it. We're gonna just be real careful and gentle. And just turn it in until okay, so I just felt it seat. so that's going to be it. I'm going to just leave it about there, and then we will gas this gun up and see if it seals, and then we'll set the pressure on it. So we'll do that off camera, fill this gun up, and then we'll do the adjustment on camera. And we do have a nice digital gauge, so you'll be able to see exactly what we're doing here. All right, so we've got the gun gassed up. We have a little under 250 bar. You'll also notice we removed the double reg setup because probably 99% of you didn't have the additional adapter and reg to try to calm this thing down. Plus, we want to try to see what this thing is capable of with just the single reg as it's designed to use. So right now we've got it at 0, so no pressure is getting through. And to adjust this thing up, I believe we're going to go out. So that's done on this adjustment ring, not the base. And let's just see what starts happening if I turn this. And nothing is happening. Oh, I hear it. Okay, there it goes. All right. All right. 40 bar, 45. Just testing to see if I can move that with my fingers. Alright, we're at 60 bar, 75 bar, 76. We're going to set this around 100, and then we're going to fill the rest of the tank, because since we were letting no gas through, we're taking a ton out of the tank to fill that plenum and everything. So alright, it's at 93. Alright, 98. I know I'm being meticulous about it. Okay, so 101. So 101 bar. Let's just let it sit for a second. See if that settles. Actually, we should shoot it a couple of times. So that took, actually not much. That only took like 20 bar out of it. So what you should do is dry fire it 5 or 6 times. I'll do that off camera because it'll be loud inside here. And then we'll go ahead and fill the rest of this, and then we'll see if it sits and holds, which I expect it to, because Huma makes good regulators, and it is a push design, not a pull design like the bad Airmaks design. So stay tuned and we'll get to that next.
A few moments later.
Everything is sealed up, no leaks. It's been 20 minutes or so, and the reg's still right at about 101. So we will take this out to the field, break it in a bit, and then maybe do some more content on it. But this Huma reg, it doesn't creep at all, and look at that. Oh my God, this gun is fixed. This thing is working perfectly. Let's just so you know I'm not lying, go ahead and shoot it again, Daniel.
All right.
He's basically, we just messed with the scope, and he's getting everything set back up, so he's got a target out there. I'm not even gonna look at the target. I'm just gonna look at the chronograph. 953 again. Dude, way to go, Huma Air.
Yeah, thank you, Huma.
Or Huma. I'm
really
not.
Saved the day here.
Yeah, they saved the day. I'm still not sure how to pronounce their name correctly, but hopefully this is helpful to all the Krait owners who got screwed by buying one of these guns with the bad regulators, and hopefully it provides some business for Huma, who's swooping in and solving the problem and saving the day here. So big up to Huma for sending me the prototype to get this video out and try it out, and hopefully the rest of you guys can follow suit and finally have a good working gun. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers and have a good day.